Good morning. Assalamu alaikum all. Today we'll discuss lesson number 2, land, soil, water, natural vegetation and wildlife resources. Here the lesson starts with a story of Mamba and Peter. Mamba is from the Tanzania and Peter is from New Zealand. Mamba's family got a piece of land, but it is very rocky and it is very hard to cultivate anything. If they try to cultivate, they got very little output. And they do not have enough technology to get more income or to get more agricultural products such as the modern equipments and irrigation facilities. But when we come to New Zealand, the life of Peter is different. There they are applying modern technologies in their farm. They got a sheep yard and also they are producing the agricultural products. They are selling their wool in the outside market and get enough money, and their life is entirely different from that of the Mamba. It is because of the availability of the resources. So availability of the resources is very important. Okay, now let's learn about the land. It's a very important resources. Without the land, the life is not possible on the earth. So it is a very important resource. You know, the 30% of land, or it is only 30% of the total surface of the earth. Land is only 30% of the total surface of the earth. That's very important. All the land area is not equally distributed. Some of the areas are densely populated, while other areas are sparsely populated. There are many reasons for the distribution of the population. Okay, first we will discuss the reason for the sparsely population. Firstly, it is because of the rugged topography. I told you some areas are sparsely populated while others are densely populated. Sparsely populated means less populated. What's the reason for this less population in some area? First one, it is because of the rugged topography. Rugged topography means the land condition is not fit for the habitat of human being. Maybe such places are a mountain like structure, or sometimes it is not, it is very hard and hence it is not fit for the cultivation of the crops, or some areas are densely forested area. Another reason for this less population or this sparsely population is steep slopes of mountains. You know, some slope area is not fit for the human settlement. There is a tendency of landslides, and hence, and also the transportation also is very hard there. And also low lying areas, there is another reason for this low population. In the low lying, very low lying areas got a tendency of flood, And also that we have discussed earlier, the landslides. Such areas are not completely fit for the human settlement, for the habitation. And what are the reasons for the densely population or dense population? Here are some examples. There, the land will be plain. In plain area, it is always very easy for the settlement. Transportation is very easy there. And such places are fertile land. So the cultivation is always better by comparing other areas. And river valleys got more population because it is suitable for the cultivation due to the access to the river, and it is suitable for the irrigation. And also rivers are were used the older times as a transportation channel. Okay, let us discuss now use of land. As all of you know, what are the use of land? Land is used for many purposes like agriculture, building of houses, roads, mining, forestry, setting up of industries. There are number of uses for the land. All the economical activities of human being is based on the land. We can divide this use of land into physical factors and human factors. The use of land can be divided into physical factors and human factors. What are the physical factors which determine the use of land? They are the topography that we have discussed, soil, climate, mineral, and availability of the water. If the topography is favorable, the land use will be more there. And if the soil is more fertile, that soil will be used for the agriculture. If the climate is more favorable, there will be more settlements. People will try to build the houses there. And the minerals, availability of the minerals and water. If there are so much minerals, what happen? People try to mine the minerals, extract the minerals, and also availability of water is very important. If the place is feeling the scarcity of water, nobody will go there. If there is a lot of water, always the people will try to settlement there. And what are the human factors which determine the use of land? That is the population and technology. If a place which got more population, there is a chance of use of more land. For that we have discussed settlements, industry and everything. If there is very less population, there the land will be used very less. And technology, the primitive society, they did not got any type of technology. So that time the use of land was very less. And now in modern times we got more technology, and the use of land is increased. Land can be divided into community land and private individual land. what is the private or the individual land? It's quite easy. The land possessed by the individual or the a private person. You know, we got our own land area which is used for building the houses, building the uh, any other institutions. Anyway, the land of an individual is called individual or private land. But land of a particular community is called a community land. Here, all the community members are accessed to use that particular land. That is the community land. For example, the burial grounds are used to all the burial customs by all the members of that special community. Then the grazing lands is an example of community land where all the members of that particular community will bring their own cattle for grazing. Anyway, the use of the land is the main reason for the degradation of the land. This overuse of the land degraded the land. We know that the floods, landslides, these are due to the construction of the buildings without keeping any protocols. And you know, the use of over pesticides is degraded land. So many small organisms in the earth has been vanished now. So there should be it is very important to take the measures for the protection of the land or the conservation of land. Okay, now let us discuss the conservation of land resources. How to conserve, how to protect the land resource. As we know, afforestation is very important to conserve to protect the land resource. What is afforestation? Planting more and more trees. That is afforestation. Then how this afforestation can reduce the land degradation? How to protect the land through afforestation? You know, I told you afforestation means the planting of more and more trees. These roots of the plants can hold the soil, and also this plant can keep the land a wet or warm area, and also these plants can protect the soil from the soil erosion. It can also protect the taking of the soil by the wind, and also these plants support so many organisms. By all the way, the afforestation is a very important method of the or which is to be applied for the protection of the or conservation of land. Next one, land reclamation. What is the land reclamation? You know, there is lots of land conquered by the private individuals from the public government without any permission from the government. Some uh, groups try to build their buildings and try to plant their crops. Such type of land should be acquired or reclaimed by the government. In Kerala, there are many issues regarding this, like land issues of Munnar. And we know that recent time, Married Flat massacre, the government destroyed number of flats which had been built in government land. So land reclamation is very important to protect the land. Then next, regulated use of chemical, pesticides and fertilizers. Regulated use of the chemical, pesticides and fertilizers. The chemical fertilizers can degrade the land. Overuse of the chemical pesticides can degrade the land. Small organisms which are necessary for the fertility of the soil will be killed with this over chemical fertilizers. And also it is very injurious for the human life. And also pesticides will affect on the quality of the products. And we know the example in Kasaragod endosulfan issue, which is due to the chemical pesticides. Many people affected with this endosulfan chemical pesticide. Many of them lost the eyesights, etc. So it should be reduced. Chemical fertilizers and pesticides should be reduced. It will question even the existence of the human life on earth in future. And also check the overgrazing. Overgrazing is a very big issue. For we Keralites, it is not familiar, but when we come to North India, overgrazing is very issue. There, a house got more than 2, 3 or 4 cattle. Suppose if there is 2, 3 cats even in a single home, what happen? Total, how many will be there? All the cattle need to graze the grasses. This overgrazing will affect on the natural vegetation on the land, which will help to erode the soil. Soil erosion will help this degradation of soil. Soil erosion means the erosion of the movement of the topsoil, which is more fertile. So overgrazing should be stopped to protect the land degradation. So we have discussed the afforestation, land reclamation, and regulate use of the chemical pesticides and fertilizers, and check on the overgrazing. Okay.